Hello everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you. I clicked to go in the wrong time because I was laughing and I just drank some water. Oh boy, hardly I can breathe. Anyway, YouTube is hilarious, and when you watch Muslims trying to defend their religion, you die laughing for sure. Anyway, let us go, Brandon. So, a Muslim, a Muhammadan, he posted in the previous video a video for us. First of all, by the way, I'm so I'm so disappointed that he discovered, this Muslim, that the one we are calling every day is not the true Zakir Naik. I mean, I don't know how he found out, but this is what he said in the comment. He said, this person is fooling you. He is not calling Zakir Naik. All those years, I'm calling Zakir Naik and nobody noticed. And there is a Muslim today. He discovered. I don't know what to say. Finally, we got busted. You can see the comment in the previous video we just posted today. His name, I think, 3 minutes, something like this. His name is, 3 minutes. His name is 3 minutes. He have a clock sign next to his name. Yep. He discovered that this is not a true Zakir Naik and I'm faking it. What we will say to the Muslim now? Okay. Very disappointing. I'm sure all of you are disappointed now. I mean, what I will say even to like the people who knows me. I mean, you lost, nobody will trust you no more. I mean, how in the world we can fix this problem now? You can defend it, you can say Christian Prince, he don't mean it. You can say whatever lie you want, but that's it, it's too late. The Abdul, he got you busted. And it doesn't matter what you try to do. The problem is there. You cannot get rid of it, and you cannot fix it. Let us see how we can fix Zakir Naik here first. What happened to Zakir Naik? Here we go. Abdul. Everybody knows I'm calling Zakir Naik, and this is the real Zakir Naik. What's wrong with you? Listen careful. Let me call you again now. Listen, Prince, I told you, don't call me. Hey, are you there? Zakir Naik, listen, there's a guy in the chat, he just said that I am faking you and this is not you. First of all, it's me. You can punch me or you can hold me from my hand. Look, what the heck? I'm not going to punch you. What's wrong with you? But can you say something to this guy that it is you, the true Zakir Naik? Please, they don't believe me. First of all, brother and sister, if you are listening to the crazy Prince, if you say rain coming from my mouth, this is me. If there's no rain, that means that's me. Oh, okay. So here we go. So now we have the fingerprint of Zakir Naik. If it's raining, Zakir Naik is spitting all over. What a stupid idiot you are, the one who made this comment. Anyway, but he posted for us a video as a response for the sun set in a murky water. Okay, so I decided to listen to the video. I mean, what we can do? That's it, you got us busted. Okay, Zakir Naik, tell us about the sunset in murky water.
Meaning, it appeared to Zulkarnain.
Look, what the heck?
Unscientific. The Arabic word used here is, it is wajada. Meaning, it appeared to Zulkarnain.
Look, what the heck? The word wajada mean it appeared to Zulkarnain? That's deep. That's deep. Wajada mean it appear to the Qurnain. So why you Muslim in translation don't say it appeared to the Qurnain? Why you say he found it? All translations say he found it. If this is what it's meant. Secondly, don't you Muslim, you say the Quran is so clear? So why Allah is using the wrong word? But anyway, so brother and sister, Zakir Naik couldn't speak Arabic. He said that this is mean, وَدَدَهَا mean, it appeared to him. Okay, why Allah is saying it appeared to him? What does that mean? Look at this stupidity. Let us say for the sake of the argument, if you have an argument, by the way, if you don't behave in the chat, I will send you the Afrit. The Afrit, the genie, the one who's bald, you know? Behave yourself. Afrit can grab you right now, bring you here. So any one of you in the chat who will misbehave, I will send you the Afrit, which is mentioned in chapter 27, verse number 39. So, okay, we go to the verse. Let us go with you. Allah is saying, brother, it appeared to Zulqarnain. Okay. Why he says it appeared that it is sitting in a spring of a black muddy water? And since when it will appear to anybody? You see that those liars, they say to you ocean and etc. But there's no ocean. It says a spring. Do you know how small the spring? When we say spring, we're not even talking about a river. It's a little tiny creek of water, spring. So it does not say it's an ocean. Let us go back to Zakir Naik. Peace be upon him. And may Allah open your umbrella. Zakir Naik will talk. Continue, Zakir Naik.
And Dr. William Campbell knows Arabic. So wajada means, if you look up in the dictionary also, it means it appeared.
If we go in the dictionary, also it means appeared. Okay, this is the dictionary. In the dictionary, it means it's appeared. Well, this is your Islamic dictionary. Where it appear? I don't see it. Even it says there next to it Quran. And this is almaani.com. This is a very Islamic website. Run from the Gulf. Where is the word appear? That's deep. Brother and sister, do you remember EF Dawa? Even they call themselves EF Dawa, which means let us go Brandon. EF Dawa. Anyway, he said, the guy there in the video said, the word solub mean male member. And you, the proof of that, go to dictionary. We go to dictionary, we find that solub mean backbone. But the brothers and sisters, things is getting more complicated. Mr. Mimi Hjab, he decided to be involved, to support here. Yeah, this is the same guy. You know, okay, can I suck your wife tits? The same guy, Mimi Hjab. So Mimi Hjab, he decided to support, and he put his heavy weight, you know, he's a boxer supposedly. I don't know he's boxing who, but anyway, he's a hero when you fight yourself. So, yeah, you can suck his wife tits. I mean, it's haram. Yeah, it's, I mean, halal. The Prophet said, are you making fun of your Prophet, you filthy? And the funny is, if I quote their Prophet the same words, suckle me, sexual predator contemporaneous. They say it, it's okay. Don't quote the Prophet. Don't. Otherwise, you will be considered a sexual predator. So Mimi Hjab, he decided to jump in the fight, and he want to give a hand to brother Zakura. Look at this. Look at this, man. What do you want to say to us? I mean, you cannot handle the truth that Santa Claus is real and the sun does not sit in murky water.
Authoritative dictionaries for referencing the Arabic language. Alfaz Mufradat al-Quran, he says in it that this wajada could mean anything from the five senses. So it's perspectival and it's something from the five senses that is experienced from the person experiencing them. So this wajada is clearly in the Arabic language perspectival, and it's the anthropocentric phenomenological perspective.
Abdul, hold on. Just to show you how stupid you are. The one is talking is not Zulqarnain to say this is his perspective and he is saying that. The one who is saying that is your God. You see the stupidity of those people? If I am saying, well, I found, something, whatever. Let's say it's wrong. I found something wrong, which is mean I was wrong about my finding. And my sense was not helping me for some reason, But the one is talking is Allah. Idiot. They ask Muhammad, can you tell us about the guy who is from Egypt? Look how stupid they are, supposedly the story. That's the Muslim story. And he is from Egypt, but his father is a Greek. And he built the city of called Alexandria. What his name? Let us go, Brandon, obviously. So Muhammad, he went home and he waited for a few days and he came with the answer. And he said, Allah told me to tell you. If you go back to the verse, you will see, I forget about the Afrit. This Afrit will keep coming to me in my face. Let us close this one here. Man, Afrit. If you go a few verses, you will see that the one is talking is Allah. So how this can be from the guy imaginary? Allah is telling us what this guy he did, what he found. So let us say for the sake of argument, this guy was wrong. So why Allah is telling us that he found the sun sitting in a muddy, hot spring, not ocean? They are asking you about Zulqarnain, the guy with the two horns. Say, I shall recite to you something of his story. So who is talking? Allah. Verily we established him in earth, and we gave him the means of everything. So he is sponsored by Allah, which means the means of everything, even understanding, even knowledge, even guidance. And you will see that in the rest of the story, when he built a dam between the people, a human being, and Gog and Magog. So the one is talking is Allah. It is not Zulqarnain. So the game of he found it, and this is his own perspective, it might work if the one is talking is Zulqarnain. The one is talking is Allah, and this is long after what he found. So what the point of saying to me something silly like this? Look what he's saying. Enter when he reached the sitting place of the sun, he found it sitting in a spring of a black muddy water, hot water. He didn't say he found it wrongly. He didn't say he was mistaken. He is confirming the find. The one is talking until now is Allah. Do you see the stupidity? However, this Abdul, meaning Hjab, he is so stupid to the point he forgot that previously he posted other video. You forgot, you idiot, your video you made to refute apostate prophet? The stupidity of those people is beyond imagination. This guy himself, he posted a video in his channel. And when he posted the introduction, he is sitting in his car. He said, what he said, let me remind you, okay? Let us go there.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi
wa alaikum assalam.
How are you guys doing?
Fine.
This is an annihilatory response video.
This is annihilatory. Guys, somebody can type the word for me? This is what? I don't know how to type it, honestly. Annihilatory? This is annihilatory. The stupid idiot, he forgot the video he posted in his channel, which is confirming his stupidity about his prophet, that he is stupid. What is this video is about? Tell us, please.
How are you guys doing? This is an annihilatory response video to a man called Rizvan, who is an apostate from Islam and who has made it his life's mission, or at least on the internet.
Okay, just cut the crap now. Let us go to the mandatory. This is your video, you idiot. Can you deny it? This is the video you posted in your channel. And supposedly, this is the video will finish the guy. What you say to him with your sister there who is helping you?
An alternative and see this. Narrated by Abu Dhar. Once I was with the Prophet in the mosque at sunset time. The Prophet said, "O Abu Dhar, do you know where the sun sets?" I replied, "Allah and his apostle know best." Again, you shouldn't have said that. He said, "It goes and prostrates underneath Allah's throne."
First of all, yes, this.
First of all, yes. Hey, Muhammad Hjab, are you listening? This is the video you posted. This is the video you made with the help of your sisters. First of all. Okay, what happened first of all?
You shouldn't have said that. He said, "It goes and prostrates underneath Allah's throne."
First of all, yes, this is the correct hadith.
This is the correct hadith, brother. This is what? This is the correct hadith. So supposedly, we destroyed the guy. Supposedly, we refuted the guy. But hold on. Once I was with the Prophet in the mosque. At the sunset time, the Prophet said, "O Abu Dhar, do you know where the sun set?" I replied, "Allah and his apostle knows best." He said, "It goes and prostrate under Allah's throne." Let me drink water. So this is your video. Did you forget what you posted before? Did you forget what you Muslims gathered together to respond to the guy? This is a correct hadith. Let us go to the hadith in the main page, so people will laugh. Hey Abu Dhar, where the sun goes, brother? Here we go. Yes, this is Sahih hadith. This is Sahih hadith, okay? Okay, hold on. Maybe he will say, I want it from al-Bukhari. Okay? We want it from al-Bukhari. Give it to me from al-Bukhari. Oh, okay. Hold on. This is the hadith he is saying. This is the correct. Hey, hold on, I jumped into conclusion first. I mean, let the guy finish what he is saying in the video. He said, yes, this is correct hadith, but he did not tell us why it's correct. Shouldn't we listen to the guy? I mean, come on, show some respect. Show some respect. Okay. Yes, this is the correct hadith. Why?
It is the hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari, as we can see, and it clearly conflicts with the verse that speaks of Dhul Qarnayn's perception. The words of the Prophet, peace be upon him, are clear, and it is quite obvious that he's speaking of a reality and not a perception.
It is reality, brother. It is reality, not a perception. How it is reality? Let us go to the hadith now. So now it's confirmed that it is reality. So according to the reality of the Muhammadan and Mimi Hijab and their sisters, once I was with the Prophet in the mosque. At the time of the sunset, the Prophet said, "O Abu Dhar, the father of the ants, do you know where the sun set?" I replied, "Allah and his apostle knows best," because Muslims as mushrikeen, they associate the knowledge of God, their God, with the knowledge of their false prophet. He said, "It goes and prostrate underneath Allah's throne," and that is the statement that Allah said in the Quran, and the sun runs into a fixed course. So now this is the correct story. The sun goes. Your prophet said where the sun goes. The answer is the sun goes. This is a video he posted in his channel which mean Mimi and Fifi and Sisi and Dudu, all of them, they agree with this hadith. As long as they agree, Islam is history, because Muhammad, he is clearly saying that the sun is the one who is running, and even he's quoting the Quran. Here it says, and the sun runs into a fixed course, term a decree, and that is the decree of the Almighty, all-knowing, chapter 36, verse number 38. Do you see it? And as long as they say this is the correct hadith, can they deny it now? So you try to escape the sun sitting in muddy water, you end that the sun is going somewhere. Either way, your prophet and your Quran are false. Do you see this stupidity? But, you know, why they are not quoting for us the hadith about the sun set in murky water, which Muhammad he said? Oh, this is da'if, but it says here sahih in chain. The guy who said this hadith is mudallis. What mudallis mean? He lie. All of you liars. And the proof that all those hadith you don't like, you accuse it of being made by liars. That means your books is full of liars. And who are they? They are Muslims. So it says Sahih in chain, but for the Abdul, we don't accept that. If we go and read the interpretation for the hadith by their scholars, it says the following. Enter when he reached the setting of the sun, the place where the sun set. Look, do you see how clear it is? Let us say, for the sake of argument, wajadaha, as they say, this is his perspective. But it says here, he went to where the sun set. But the sun set everywhere. Trust me. You don't need to go anywhere to find where. Oh, let me get some water. Listen, Abdul. I swear by the Bully Quran that today I saw the sun setting from my window. I did not even drive anywhere. You believe it or not, it's true. So the stupidity is beyond imagination, because if Allah reporting what the guy did, how in the world Allah is saying he keep going until he found where the sun set? So that is a location where the sun go to sleep. This is not the sunset we see every day. This is a place where the sun go down. So they try to fix it with the first part, or let's say the word wajadaha, but what about the part before it where it says, until he found the sun setting place? If you want to say to me that the word setting place is not mentioned, so why in your Islamic website, and this is your Sheikh Al-Jalalain saying so, and this is your official government website of the Kingdom of Jordan, and this is your Muslim translation, and this is Tafsir Al-Jalalain. If you don't like Al-Jalalain, brother, like hold on. And he found it, it said he found it sitting in muddy spring. Aynun hami'ah, a spring containing hama, which means a black clay. It is sitting in the spring is described as seen from the perspective of the eye. Otherwise, it's far large than this. The Muslim tried to fix it now. But the Quran say clearly, you see, we are going with them. This is their interpretation. Does it say that he kept going until he found the setting place of the sun? Okay, let us say this is from his imaginary, how he saw, but the one is talking is Allah. But how we can solve the problem with the setting place of the sun? And not only that, if we go a few verses after, we will find that the guy, he kept going until he found where the sun rise in verse number 19. So not only he found where the sun set, he found where the sun rise. So he keep going another way until when he come to the rising place of the sun. Here it's getting more complicated and more clear. Until what? Until he came to the rising place of the sun. So if we have any confusion, now it's clear, because obviously the sitting place of the sun, and he kept going. This is Alexander the Great, supposed to occupy everywhere. According to the old, generation, they think that the world is what they occupy. So he controlled all the world. So he kept going, until he reached the rising place of the sun. Now, you see, the stupidity here is that Alexander the Great is a person who is a Greek, or let's say he's a Roman. And those people, they live in the sea. I mean, Greek, all of it is an island. It's hundreds and hundreds of islands. Italy itself is an island in the middle of the sea. So if you are telling me that Alexander the Great, he never saw the sunset before, that would be very, very funny. But here it says, he kept going until he found where the sun rise, and until he found where the sun set. This is about a specific location. And you notice here there's no ocean. There is a spring of water. So the poor Abdul, they are so desperate to defend their stupid Quran. However, there is more important things to do than science. Okay, can I suck your wife tits? Muhammad Hjab said, to make her haram. They are even making fun of their prophet. They are doing bullying to your prophet. They are bully. Even their prophet, they did not let him alone. Even their prophet, they are willing to say to him, let us go, Brandon. So what the Muslim they do, the verse is so clear, they say, it doesn't say that, CP. It says, let us go, Brandon. What? Does it say here in front of us that the guy, he kept going until he found where the sun rise? Are we making that up? Is that our translation? How we can fix that? Is that from his perspective? He kept going until he found the sunrise? Let me be a Muslim for a second, God forbid. Brother and sister, the guy, he was traveling all night because it's very hot. And now he arrived in the morning. Abdul, it doesn't say that. It says that he went all the way where the sun set, which means the west, supposedly, or that direction, whatever it is. And then he changed direction. He followed another way until he reached where the sun rise. Zulqarnain did not have a journey of 24 hours. He spent his life in war. This is not one-day journey. Because, okay, the sun set, the sunrise, we are done, Alexander the Great, he go home. So this is the max of his journey. He went to the max, which is where the sun set in a murky water, and the max where the sun rise, and this is the place where the sun rise, and he found next to it people. Next where? Next to where the sun rise. Brother, the city of Alexander the Great, that was named Pila, is not near the sea, but Alexander, he traveled around the world. No, we are talking about city, it's called Alexandria. Alexandria, Alexander Great, this wasn't the city, he chose the location. And it is, like it's a very unique location, good for defense. You can watch documentary about it. So we are talking about Alexandria because this was the question. They asked him, tell us about the guy who built this city. Who care about Pila? What Pila? Focus with me, focus. So enter when he came to the rising place of the sun. Is that from his perspective? Hello? Because There is no need to go anywhere to see that. Same as where the sun set from his perspective. Secondly, from any perspective can be that we found the sun setting in a spring of black water. How we can solve this issue? Is the spring is an ocean? No. Is the spring is even a river? No. Is the spring is a lake? No. The word spring, aren't you Muslim? You say that Quran is very clear. Don't you say that nobody can make Quran like the Quran? Don't you say that the Arabic of the Quran is amazing? Then things get more complicated, but in different one. We will finish with this one. Brother and sister, who we should believe, brother? Who we should believe?
When you ask them
That
about
is-
the timing of the day, he would say to you, the sun rises at 7 a.m. and it sets at 6:20 p.m. So he is confirming that it is the sun that rises and sets.
You see the stupid atheist? We get them busted. If you ask an atheist, when the sun's, okay, tell me about the sun. When the sun rises, he will say to you, it rises 6 p.m., 6 a.m. Look at this genius.
At 7 a.m. So for us laymen, even if you go to atheists, when you ask them about the timing of the day, he would say to you, the sun rises at 7 a.m. and it sets at 6:20 p.m. So he is confirming that it is the sun that rises and sets.
Exactly, brother. Exactly. I want to make video reaction like you see those Abdul. They make video reaction like those people who want to get a subscription from the Muslims. Reaction for listening to the Quran, and the guy, his mouth is open like a Catholic is reaction to the Quran. His mouth is open. A Catholic, his reaction for Quran miracle, you know, and his mouth is open in the video. Or like what is his name? The guy who left Islam, Kim, the Korean guy. He decided that he told him that he was a fraud. Reaction for the miracle of the Quran. This is a Korean style, like to say, wow, you know. Like what? I mean, Korean people, what's wrong with you? What, like, did you burn your fingers? So the guy, like, he play a video of Quran miracle, and the guy, he says something, there is no iron in this earth, and Allah, I send down iron. The guy, the Korean guys, take it easy, man. And later we find out that he don't care for Islam, he was just fooling them, and he decided to leave Islam. But anyway, brothers and sisters, atheists, they say that to you, confirming that the sun rises every day. But things is not over yet. I wish. Where are we now? Oh, hold on. This is a Saudi sheikh. Those are the real sheikh, not the most YouTubers. I don't know if you will be able to see the translation in the screen. Let us go down a little bit so you can see the translation. I think now the translation is good, but his head is gone. I mean, what kind of I need to change my team, by the way. The one who by the way, I receive emails not to me, I mean, so to people who supposedly they know me. They say, can you ask Christian Prince to let his secretary call us? They think I have a secretary. They think I have offices. I mean, they think that... Anyway, so this guy here is refuting the kuffar. What happened?
في الحقيقة الذي عليه علماؤنا كالشيخ الإمام عبد العزيز بن باز الشيخ صالح الفوزان حفظه الله تعالى أن الأرض ثابتة لا تتحرك وهذا هو مقتضى النصوص ومقتضى العقل أصلا.
All those sheikhs, they are mentioned by those sheikhs that they are the one who can explain the Quran, and they are saying to you that the earth is fixed and doesn't move. The earth is fixed And it does not move. Tell us more.
ثابتة لا تتحرك، وهذا هو مقتضى النصوص ومقتضى العقل أصلا. والأدلة أيضا.
And this is what according to the Quran. Okay, now, and then he said, continue. There is an ample Quranic evidence that the sun that revolves around the earth. Continue.
كثير عن الشمس التي تدور. الأدلة العقلية بارك الله فيكم.
You know, intelligence evidence, like, or evidence based on reason, as translated here. Okay, tell us more.
أنكم تقولون أنهم يعني نظريات وما أدري كيف، حتى نحن عندنا نظريات وعندنا عقول كمسلمين.
Yeah, we Muslims, we have brain too, like, for sure. Come on, I mean, who can deny that? Tell us more about your brain.
أولا نحن الآن في أين؟ نذهب إلى مطار الشارقة.
He is a Sharjah. He's in a Sharjah. Okay, where, you know, like if you live in Emarat now, you go and you are in Emarat. Okay, so we are in Emarat. Now what will happen?
نريد أن نذهب إلى الصين.
We want to go to China by airplane.
واضح؟ ركزوا معي.
He will explain to you now how the airplane move from Emarat, brother, to China. Listen carefully. According to the Quran.
هذه الأرض إذا قلتم أنها تدور.
This is the earth.
إذا خرجنا من مطار الشارقة.
Okay.
برحلة دولية إلى الصين.
So if we leave the airport of Sharjah in international flight to China, what will happen? Listen carefully.
الأرض تدور صح؟ طيب لو وقفت الطائرة في السماء.
He is saying, okay, according to them, the earth go around itself, right? Okay. So if the airplane stand in the sky, it doesn't move. If the plane stopped in the mid of the air, wouldn't China come to it?
أليست الصين تأتي؟ صح ولا لا؟ تدور تأتي الصين ولا ما تأتي؟
Sure, it is going to come.
طيب لو كانت الشمس
water. One day I will die here from laughing. The Sin come to us. The China come to us. Okay, you go in the airplane and you make the airplane stand in use a helicopter. Okay, go in the airplane and let the airplane stop in the air. Helicopter. And you want to go to China? China will come to us. Brother, do you think that we Muslims don't have a brain? This is what he said, huh? Okay, hold on.
نذهب إلى مطار الشارقة. نريد أن نذهب إلى الصين بالطيارة. واضح؟ ركزوا معي. هذه الأرض إذا قلت.
I love it when he say focus with me. Focus. Like this is because this need a lot of focusing. I mean, we have to be honest here. Focus. Okay. Tell us more.
بالطيارة. واضح؟ ركزوا معي. هذه الأرض إذا قلتم أنها تدور. إذا خرجنا من مطار الشارقة برحلة دولية إلى الصين. الأرض تدور صح؟ طيب لو وقفت الطائرة في السماء أليست الصين تأتي؟ صح ولا لا؟ تدور تأتي الصين ولا ما تأتي؟ طيب لو كانت الشمس الأرض تدور هكذا، لو تمشي الطيارة ما أدري كم تمشي لن تستطيع أن تلحق الصين لأن الصين تدور وأنت تدور.
Oh boy, if the airplane kept going, China is going too. So we will never meet because the airplane is going and China is coming. So we will never meet. But we have to be here focusing. This is so good. And did you notice that he said this is according to the Quranic verses? Why the Muslim don't say lie number 120? Nobody make video for him to say you're a liar. The poor Christian prince, everybody say Christian prince is lying, Christian prince is lying. But when a Muslim he make a video, nobody go say, what are you this guy is an official government TV. If he says something against Islam, he will be, you can't imagine what will happen. And this is what he been chosen from all the cleric to teach. He's not just a normal person. And I assure you, he have a very high salary. Focus with me, brother, focus with me. So if the airplane is moving and China is coming, that means we'll never go to China because China is moving, brother. It's a true story. Tell us more.
طيب لو كانت الشمس الأرض تدور هكذا، لو تمشي الطيارة ما أدري كم تمشي، لن تستطيع أن تلحق الصين، لأن الصين تدور وأنت تدور.
Absolutely.
ولن تستطيع أن تصل إلى الصين لأنك تدور وهي تدور. فكيف تصل إلى الصين؟
How you go to China?
ثاني من الأدلة أيضا قوله صلى الله عليه وسلم من البيت المعمور. أين البيت المعمور؟
Look, now he will give us more evidence from the Prophet himself. The house of Allah. Where is the house of Allah? Baytul Ma'mur. The built house. There is a house in the heaven. Where it is? Tell us where.
في السماء السابعة.
Seven heaven.
محاذاة إيش؟ قال عليه الصلاة والسلام لو سقط على إيش؟ على الكعبة.
Look at this, brother. The house of Allah is fixed in the top of the Kaaba. Okay. So if the earth is round, as they say, and the earth is going around itself, as they say, so how the house of Allah is fixed in the top of the Kaaba in the seventh heaven? Like, hello? I mean, seriously, you are a bunch of crazy people, those Christians. What's wrong with you? The house of Allah, brother, explain to me more about the details about the location of the house of Allah. I did not get this one, as you know, like, because, you know, today I did not eat good food, you know. Tell me more.
ولن تستطيع أن تصل إلى الصين لأنك تدور وهي تدور. فكيف تصل إلى الصين؟
No way.
ثاني من الأدلة أيضا قوله صلى الله عليه وسلم من البيت المعمور. أين البيت المعمور؟ في السماء السابعة. محاذاة إيش؟ قال عليه الصلاة والسلام لو سقط على إيش؟ على الكعبة. أنتم تقولون الأرض تدور. طيب لو
Brother, I think this is the last day I'm going to go live, because that's it. I mean, that's it. What I will say to the people who listen to me. I mean, let us here be careful. The Prophet, he gave us a clear evidence that the house of Allah is located in the top of the Kaaba. And if it's fail, it's going to fail in the top of the Kaaba. Straightforward. Brother, I'm not sure how those Christians, Hindus, Buddhas, everybody can reject such a powerful evidence. Sometimes I ask myself, why people don't see what the Muslims see? Isn't it really clear? What's wrong with them? Why they are blind? Ah, I forgot. When Mimi Hjab was making his video, he mentioned a sheikh. His name is Ibn Taymiyyah. Man, Ibn Taymiyyah is the one who will tell us what the verses mean. Brother, are you sure? Well, Ibn Taymiyyah, in his book, An-Nubu'at, volume number 1, page number 6, it says that it's very well known that people, they do magic and they can't ride their broom. or even an empty jar, and they fly with it on air from country to country. Ibn Taymiyyah, really? This is the guy who will explain the Quran for you? Let us translate to English, because maybe some Prince is lying. Hold on. Let us move it here. Who want the reference? Anyone want the link? If anyone want the link, I will give it to you. Okay. This is the link. Okay. So if you are a Muslim and you have a doubt that this is a Christian website or something, please check it out. So here now, we are going for you in front of you. We will do an experiment of those who Muslim, they ask for their help to fight us and to get us busted. You know what? I need to find a better website than this one, because the text is all over the place. It's that I cannot. Let me see if I shrink the page. Does the text shrink with it? Because I need. No. Yeah, actually it does. Okay, that's good. Because I need to use Google Translation, and the more I zoom out, the more the text will be smaller. So I don't want to do that. All right. So now we are going to go and use Google Translation. Shall we? Click. Translate to English. The title. The Book of the Prophecies, Ibn Taymiyyah. Volume number 1, printed in Cairo by the Salafi Press. Those are the terrorists themselves. Let us see what Ibn Taymiyyah says. It's very well known, brother, that there is many people who do magic. They can do magic, and they even can ride their own broom. Or of that, so on, until they flees, and they flees in the air from country to another. Somebody saying to me, why you don't answer the question? Do the sun rise anyway? Abdul, this is a stupid question. There is something we use in the language to tell about timing, and there is something to use in scientific way. So by language it's accepted to say the sunrise, but it is not what it's meant. You know, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm going to go and see you at the sunrise, but because this is what we see every day. This is our daily routine. But this is not science now. We are not talking, this is language. But here we are talking about a person who reached where the sun set and he reached where the sun rise. So stop being dummy when you didn't answer my question. Because your question is full of diarrhea. So according to the scholar, which Mimi Hjab is asking us to go and read his book, people, they can fly riding their broom. This is true. I saw it once in the cartoon. I remember I was like maybe 7 years old. And I went to the kitchen. I took my mother broom. At that time, there was no like those, vacuum machine and those luxurious stuff. Otherwise, we would ride them too. Even would be better. I took it because, this is the broom we have. This is something we inherited from a neighbor. She was a witch. So we took her broom, What happened, I went to the house of the neighbor. I exchanged the broom of my mother with the broom of the witch. The witch, one day, the police came to arrest her because she was doing witching. When you do witchy, they arrest you. So they came to arrest her. Usually, she fly with the broom and she run. But because I changed the broom, she could not. And we got the broom. And actually, this is why I have many experience of many countries I went to, because I was riding the broom. And even now, because of Corona, you cannot go anywhere. But did you ask me where I've been like for 2 months? Almost, or a month, 5-6 weeks, just 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I was riding the broom. The true story. So this is the scholar who is going to explain the Quran for us, believing that people, they ride the broom. Mimi Hjab. Fingerprint. Okay, so now We got this Abdul, he explained to us everything, and now things become so clear. Do I need to post the link again for the thing? Don't tell me you don't have it now. Don't tell me later, Sean, where is the link, you know? Because I know you. Doesn't matter how many times I post the link. You say I saw nothing, I know nothing. Alright. Now, we have different story. Let's close some pages. Too many pages open, so I need to... Okay, now we have different story. So the one who download my videos, you can cut this video, 2 videos, you know, I mean. Oceanography. The Quran says sweet and salt water meet, but they never, but they what? Meet, but there is an unseen barrier. People, this is the name and the title in the page of Dr. Zakir Naik. So the title is so clear. There is unseen barrier. Bear what? Barrier. Unseen. Okay, Zakir, Zuzu, go. It's your turn now. Get them busted.
In the field of oceanography, there's a verse in the Quran, in Surah Furqan, chapter number 25, verse number 53, which says that He has let 2 bodies of flowing water, one sweet and palatable, and the other salty and bitter. Though they meet, they do not mix. There is a barrier which is forbidden to be trespassed. Previously, we human beings knew that there are 2 types of water, sweet and salty. But the commentator of the Quran could not understand what does God Almighty mean by saying that these 2 waters...
Did you understand? Did you see here? The commentator of the Quran could not understand. That is a parable, my friend. What are you talking about? I thought the Quran is clear. The Quran says, وَفَصَّلْنَاهُ تَفْصِيلًا. We made it in the clear details. You just said nobody can understand? Okay. So what happened now? What happened? And look the camera of the Abdul, they are posting like this guy, his mouth is open, like he's laughing at you, Abdul. He's looking at your trouser. Why it's so short? Because the Prophet, he says, if you have a long trouser, you will go to hell. Like, what the heck?
That these 2 waters, when they meet, they do not mix, and there is a barrier which is forbidden to be trespassed. Today, after science advance, we have come to know that whenever one type of water flows into the other type of water, it loses its constituents and gets homogenized into the water it flows. This today science calls as the transitional homogenizing area, which the Quran...
Hold on. Transitional homogenizing area, barzakh. This is the barzakh. Are you sure?
Refers to as barzakh, as a barrier. And this can be seen in Cape Point, the southernmost tip of South Africa. And when we see even the color of the water between these 2 types of water differs.
Hey, hold on. We have Abdul, his name is Mimi Hjab, is getting you busted. Mimi Hjab, when he saw another person getting the Muslim busted with this lie. Not this one. Not this one. This one. This is Mimi Hjab. A guy, he said to them, you see, there's thousands of videos made by Muslims about that there's water, brother, they touch each other, brother, but they don't mix. Quran says that, brother. The word barzakh, brother, means there's barrier and unseen barrier, remember. Unseen barrier. So Mimi Hjab, he decided to answer about this one. Because this guy, he said to them something very, very, very disappointing.
That RE elbows out science like this.
Now, as you saw, this man was badgering. Today,
inshallah, hold on, we want to go there. We quit fast. Here we go. So this guy, he asked the Muslim a question. If the water is not mixing, here we go. We go to the kitchen, we bring salty water and fresh water, and we put them in one cup. Let us see if they mix or not.
Just recently, it's already proved in the Quran 1400 years ago when it was written.
But that doesn't include evolution, apparently.
No, it doesn't.
So what does it include?
It includes stuff like the shape of the earth, about the mountains, how they secure the earth.
And how in the sea, the two waters, they don't mix, the salty water.
What is that? Is that a Halloween? Okay, I don't know. What is that?
And the drinking water, so it's pure for us to drink. They don't mix, but they pass through each other.
Salty water and fresh water don't mix in the sea?
No, it's like
it's a natural barrier.
I was shocked that RE elbows out science like this.
Now, as you saw, this man was badgering the kids. He doesn't want to go to trained theologians, Muslim theologians, or public figures, or whatever it may be. He's going for the children. And
Mimi Hijab, I want to say to you, this guy is going to children. He don't come to me. Hey, Hijab, I came to you. You coward. You hang up on me 7 times. You did not even let me talk. Potato, and you told the Muslim you want to debate me. Potato. Okay, tell us, what about this barrier, Mimi? Go ahead.
And really, he's arguing that this is false in the Quran. If the idea is that you have these, the sweet water, the fresh water, and the salty water, that there is a barrier between no such barrier exists. He said,
guys, Mimi Hijab, he reported my video, copyright warning. Can you believe it? I mean, look how brave they are. I'm going live. I just received warning. The copyright video, audio streaming. This is copyright? What the heck? How come if Mimi he played the guy video, it's okay. If I play it, no. Okay. So Mimi Hijab, let us finish this. They will take the video down. You better download it right away. So here you'll notice that Mimi Hijab, he will say to you, this is a physical barrier.
you can go to the kitchen. Yes, you can put the sweet, you can put these two waters together and mix them and disprove the Quran. This is such a weak and lazy approach. Don't you want to research what this verse is talking about in the first place?
Okay.
Because if you just went to even an English translation of the exegesis of such verses, you don't realize that the prominent or the most popular exegetical opinion on this was that the barrier in question were the land masses that were separate.
Look, what the heck? It was a land. It is a land. But how you are blaming this guy who refuting the Muslims for lies being taught to them by all of you? There's tens of thousands of videos about the water don't mix. And this is what they were saying in the TV program. So how come you Muslim did not go to check the Exodus? How come Zakir Naik did not notice? How come nobody make a video to get Zakir Naik busted? So now Zakir Naik and all of you Muslim make thousands of videos saying that this is unseen barrier, when in fact it is a land. Did you hear it, Muslims? The barrier the Quran speak of, it's a land. So now the problem is the problem of this guy who refuted your lies? Or the problem is that you Muslims never stood to the lies about the miracle of the Quran? But look what Mimi Hijab he just did. He just confirmed, trying to defend the Quran, that the Quran is made by an idiot. Why? By the way, don't forget to download the video because they will take it down. As you see, we just received a warning. So we heard him saying that this is a physical barrier. It is a land. This is the minute 19 seconds.
Popular exegetical opinion on this.
I like it when he keep holding his. This guy have a fur. I mean, shave the hair if it's so dirty. Obviously, you keep scratching it because it's so dirty. Take a shower. Okay, so it is what? If we check what?
Was that the barrier in question were the land masses that were separating seas from rivers.
Stupid. He's right. The Quran says that. But look what happened now. As long the land is separating between the fresh water and the salty water, the Quran says will never meet. So not only he got busted, Zakir, Naik, and all those liars speaking about scientific miracle, that the water is not mixing. And actually, if you go and read Ibn Kathir, yes, Mimi Hjab is saying the truth now, you know. But he's saying the truth, by the way, because he is a stupid. He wanted to defend Islam supposedly, but he got himself busted again, because look what happened. Because the Quran saying that those two water, they will never mix ever. Do you see it? So the stupid Quran author claiming that those water, the salty and the fresh, there's a barrier which is a land. The word barzakh is true. It is a barrier of land. It is not a water. So Allah, He made a barrier. It's a piece of land between the fresh water and salty water. And if you notice with me in the Quran considered that there is two seas. So the Quran, who made by an idiot, believed that there is a sea of a fresh water and a sea of salt water. And Allah, He put a barrier with them and they cannot ever mix. Do you see it? So, Mimi Hijab, he got Zakir Naik busted by trying to refute somebody, getting the Muslim busted. But now because he confirmed that this is a barrier, which is a physical land, and this is what it is actually. You can go to the dictionary, the word barzakh, even any interpretation, you will see that the barzakh is a piece of land, a dry, not only land, a dry land. So Allah is making it clear that those two barrier, they will never, this barrier, sorry, He will never let the sea, which is a fresh, and the sea, which is salty, meet. Is that science? Is it true that we have fresh water because we have a barrier between the fresh and the salty? Is it true that we have a sea of a fresh water and there's a barrier between of a dry land? So you see here how the Muslims, actually, if any of you can go and collect those videos and put them together, you will see hilarious videos, because those Abdul, they expose each other, because each one of them, he tried to defend Islam by making a stupid statement. Supposedly he is fighting Islam, but in different place. He himself, he posted different video opposing himself. How many times Christian Prince, he made videos saying that the Muslim lying about the two water mixing together, sorry, touching each other and they don't mix. How many times I say this is a piece of land? And how many times the Muslim, they say you are lying? Now Mimi Hijab is saying it. Is he lying? We can go to Ibn Kathir and you will see it is dry land. So do you see how those Abdul, they expose each other? What's wrong with this religion? It turned to be a dry land. But if we go, let me do this, hold on. If I go right now to YouTube, peace be upon him. Salt water, fresh water, Quran. I will type that. I hate it when I type in Arabic, but thanks to Allah, Google can understand my Arabic and make it English. Okay. just to show you how what I did type. Look at this, like because I thought I'm typing in English, you know. So now, okay, barrier between sweet and salty water. Miracle of the Quran. Miracle of the Quran. Miracle of the Quran. Miracle of the Quran. Miracle of the. This is Zakir Naik, the one we are playing now. How come no Muslim make a video to say this is not true? But now because there's a smart guy, he got you busted in 2 seconds, saying, okay, let us go to the kitchen, get a cup of a fresh water and cup of a salty water, and we put them together. Let us see if they mix or not. Very easy. The miracle of salty water, the miracle of fresh water, the miracle of etc. Look at the miracle. Look at the program, TV program after the program. Richard Dawkins, Muslim miracles. The reacts of the Quran and secret of this is different one. Hold on. The analogy. Okay, hold on. 10 scientifically impossible places. The Quran. Look at the miracle. See, this is the first one. You play it, brother. Look at the barrier. Look at the barrier. Look at the barrier between the two seas. Do you see it? Do you see it? Are you blind? You people don't want to convert to Islam. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with those people? I'm so disappointed with you. Look at this guy. Scientific miracle of the Quran. Seas and rivers. Verses in the Quran about the two rivers they don't mix. No, they don't mix. But it became river. The Quran says two seas. And the video title became two river. I mean, do you see how truthful even in translation? Hold on. In the Quran it says to river. Where? Where? The two river. The sea became river. Two seas. Your God, Allah, He imagined there is two seas. By the way, I will tell you a true story, but this is later. Because once I was, I was walking down the street, and then, there is an I fell down in the, and then I woke up, I found myself between two seas. And, because the two seas were squeezing on me, because, I was trying to get out, and I pushed the first seas, and they said, it's okay, but they are heavy, and there's a lot of water. I mean, you can imagine, there's a seas, And then, when I was, in the water, and the seas pushing on me, but because I'm strong, it's okay, I can do it. So, I was pushing them, and then, because I pushed them so hard, I became, Allah, He made a verse about me, and He said, Christian Prince is the invisible barrier between them. Don't the Muslims, they say he hide himself? Don't the Muslims, they say Christian Prince, he hide himself? Invisible. Hello? So, yeah, I am what Allah is talking about. I am the barrier, which is invisible, brothers and sisters. Invisible, unseen. And this is the title of Zakir Naik. Somebody called Zakir Naik, said to him, Mimi, Hjab did get you busted. It's a land, you idiot. It's a piece of land, you donkey. Unseen. Unseen barrier. Let me zoom this in unseen. Look. Unseen, Dr. Zakir Naik. You are a seaman? What do you mean you never see a barrier? Okay, the reason you did not see the barrier, because you are a seaman. You need to be a riverman. That got you busted. This guy, he's a seaman. This is why you cannot see it. Because, brother, you have to see it from the perspective of a riverman. I feel sorry for you, seaman. What's wrong with you? You can't see it if you are a seaman. You have to be a freshwater man. Because you are used to salty water. Like you drink salty water, you eat fish, So you will not see it. You are already blinded by salt. You have to be a seawater man, not a freshwater man, not a sea. like that, because that will not make you Superman. You have to be Superman in order to see this, the barrier. And the only Superman we have here, his name is Zakir Naik. This is why he is the only superpower person who can speak in the speed of light, 1,000 words, with a lot of fresh water. Hey, Zakir Naik, do you think the fresh water come from your mouth? Is that what the Quran is talking about? There is 2 seas? Hold on, I gotta breathe. Oh no, I drank from the salty water. Where is the... You see, they mix there. They look the same. They look the same. Who put this water here? Oh boy. I drank from the wrong water. Because I was making an experiment myself here to see if the water, because I believe it, when I became a Muslim. So I brought the 2 water and put them next. Now I have this fresh water here, salt water here. And okay, let's see the salty water here. I will drink it. Okay. Okay, it's just fresh. Now I will drink the salty water. Okay. I don't think they are mixed, by the way. I think they are inside my stomach, but they are separated. Because if you ask me the truth, I feel like in the left side, there is a fresh water. In the right side of my stomach, there is salty water. If you don't believe me, I swear by the Bully Quran. Oh. Porto, my friend, we run from all the Muslims. This is why we are here 24 hours and my Skype always open. Do you see who's running? Get out of here, potato. All your kids don't even dare to give me their Skype to call them. Who is the one is running? Potato. Including you, Zakura. I am the one who called Mimi Hjab. Everybody is my witness. And the coward hang up on me more than 7 times, did not let me talk, and he claimed that he debated me. And he what was doing? He played a video. Did you say this? Did you say this? Hang up on him. Hang up on him. Potato. Sons of Muta. So look at this. We have 2 sides of the story and 2 stories. One made by a Muslim, the other one made by a Muslim. One saying there is a barrier which is unseen. The other one saying there is a barrier. It's a piece of land. Do you see the stupidity of this religion? Right? Islamic community is laughing at me, Al-Walid. Okay, well, no problem. I mean, okay, because, you know, you see, you have to laugh at me. I am the one who said I have a flying carpet. I am the one who said there is a barrier between the fresh sea and the salty sea, and they will never meet. But all of us, we know, you can go watch cartoon made for kids. Go right now, search and go, you know, the cycle of the rain. The fresh water is coming from the sea. It's not the opposite. So when your stupid God saying that there's 2 seas, they never met, that means there's no fresh water going to go to the sea, and there's no sea coming from the water to us. When all of us, we knew that all the water we have is from the sea. The sun heat the water vibrate, the water come as a cloud, and that will make fresh water, can make a river, spring of water, can make lake, can make or collect all the water collected underground. But according to your stupid cult, there's 2 seas and they never mix. And Allah, He put a barrier between them. So who is laughing at who? Are you there? Who is laughing at who? We have 2 Muslims, both of them they have beard. One have a thick beard and the other one putting fertilizer to grow it. One saying it is unseen barrier, the other one saying no, this is a piece of land. Why I lie about the Bible? So, okay, now you change the agenda. I'm lying about the Bible. I'm not lying about the Quran. You know, I'm not expecting you to say that, by the way. I'm lying about the Bible? Okay, if I'm lying about the Bible, so why you stupid Allah confirming my Bible? What's wrong with your God? What's wrong? Do you think there is something wrong with your God? Be honest with me. This is your Quran. Let us go to the Quran. Here it says, Allah, He is confirming what is with us. So how I am lying about my Bible and Allah is confirming what is with me? Are you there? Is your God Allah confirming my lie? Potato, 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 ta-da-da-da-da-da-da, ta-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, ta-da-da-da-da-da-dum. So look what happened today. For years, the Muhammadan making videos about the water of the sea, salty sea and freshwater sea, they don't mix. And then we got Muhammad Hjab destroying all the lies Muslim they build for years. All of it is gone. You see, I showed the reference 1,000 times. The Muslim, they don't want to listen. But can you now ignore that Mimi Hjab saying it? That this is a piece of land? And he was saying to this guy, oh, what you need to do. Look, hold on, what he said? Let me repeat again. Because I forgot what he said. I forgot. Let us go to Mimi Hjab. Yeah, what he said, Or what you need to do, what?
For example, the Arabian Peninsula. For example, other land masses that separate these things. So on the one side of this land mass, you have maybe a sea, and the other land side, you have a river, and within the land, you have a river flowing. This is what is being referred to here. That God, in His greatness, is able to allow such different types of waters to exist.
But this donkey, he forgot to say that it says they will never transgress. So all the lies you Muslim you did, look at his face, look at this, look. So convincing. And he is supposedly exposing this guy who need to learn Arabic. How come Mimi Hjab did not make a video to respond to the water, salty water and fresh water is posted for years and years to expose this lie? How come now? Because now it is embarrassment. People, they start watching the video of this guy, and it was a very smart idea. Let us get some salty water in a cup, fresh water other cup, and let us put them together, see if it's going to be mixed. Very embarrassing. Because he said something, we have to refute it now. We have to say, we have to go back to the truth. And the truth is, it's a piece of land. But this idiot, he forgot that the Quran not only saying it's a piece of land, it's saying they will never, ever, ever meet. They will never transgress. And they are two seas, not two rivers. Do you see it? So now we have two stupid people exposing each other, and the purpose is to defend Islam, both of them. There's a Muslim saying the clown, this is the clown show. You are right. The topic is Allah and Muhammad. So what do you expect? Okay, let me tell you about the clown. The clown, what does the word the clown mean? Is a word of a person, he put makeup on his face. Did your prophet put eyeliner 3 times a day? Hello? Did your prophet pee like a woman? Did your prophet wear his wife a cloth? Did your prophet used to be kissed by men down his belly? Who is the clown? Look at the description of the clown. Abu Huraira said, oh, hold on, that's not this one. I want to show you this one. Hold on, this one. Abu Abdul Rahman said, and this is Sahih, quoting Usar, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then he said, a man from Al-Ansar said that while he was given to jesting, and he was talking to the people and making them laugh, the Prophet poked him under his ribs with his stick. He said, let me take retaliation. He said, take retaliation. Who said that? Muhammad. He said, you are wearing a shirt, but I am not. The guy is topless. The Prophet then, he raised his shirt, and the man embraced him and start kissing his side. This is your translation. Do you want to laugh at the Bible, number 2230? Sure. Al-Walid, do you like to call me? Do you like to call me to talk about it? I will make an exception just for you. Guys, do you think this guy, Al-Walid, dare to call me and talk about it? Do you? Or you do not? Because if you do, I will open my Skype and we will do Scooby-Doo together. And then people will laugh at you. So do you dare? Or you are afraid I will corner you even if you are in a circle room? What do you say? Al-Walid, what say you? Do you accept that sentence? You see, you are the one who chose the topic, not me. It's your fault. You get what you asked for. Don't play dead on me. Do you dare to call me and read for me what it says in the book of Numbers? Hello? Hello? It is me you're looking for. Why do I have to call you? Then get lost. Because supposedly you want to get me busted, so you know why you are talking to me. You are just a kid. Why are you supposed to call you? Why you are supposed here now? People want to see the truth. I'm giving you opportunity to call me so people they can hear the crazy stuff there, brother. But look at you. You are even coward to me. And the funny, they say Christian Prince is running away. Get out of here. Send your mom, your dad, anyone. Send somebody adult, like 6 years and older, like Aisha. I want real men here. Christian Prince. Do you forget your prophet? He asked Ya'fur, do you like females? Ya'fur is a donkey, literally. In the book of Numbers, you idiot, it says God, he opened the mouth. He is God, is using, it's not the donkey. The donkey is a donkey, like your prophet. Go and read, you idiot. But it's in your Quran, where it says that all the animals are Muslims and they be given a book. It's in your hadith, where Allah Prophet, he asked his donkey, which he stole from a Jew after he killed him, what's your name? He told him, my name is Yazid, blah, 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 and I am descendant from 100 donkey, and all of us, we were donkeys for a prophet. And I am the last one. And then the prophet, he asked him a serious question. You say, imagine, this is the first time Muhammad is speaking to animals. What kind of question you would ask him? Geography? Science? No, the prophet is a very touchy person. He want to be sure that the donkey is happy. So he asked him, hey, Ya'fur, do you like females? Like, what the heck? I mean, from all the questions they come to your head to ask an animal, first time a person is speaking to an animal, and now you're asking him if he like females. I mean, do you expect him to be a gay? Look at the prophet question. And then look what happened. what is not expected happened. The donkey, he said, no, I don't like females. Like, what the heck? He's a donkey and he's a gay? The donkey of the prophet don't like females. Why? Go read it. Go right now, search in Google. The donkey of a prophet Yafur. They don't know what is written in their books. Stupid people. Look, there's somebody is insulting me. He says Christian Prince is a lion. Okay, what's wrong? Okay? Hold on. Okay, why a lion? Why a lion? Why you choose from all the animals a lion? At the end of the day, it's an animal. Anyway, just I'm joking. My friend lion, you choose whatever name. All doesn't make any difference. At the end of the day, what makes you different is your brain. Because a brave with no brain is a foolish. Correct? A brave with no brain is just a stupid brave. So you need both. You need a brain, you need your intelligence, and you need to be smart. Because bravery in the wrong time is a stupidity. As an example, you know, when the Israeli were fighting the Hamas, the Jewish guy in the Israeli army says, Ahmad! And Ahmad, he stand up. The Israeli army shoot him. Hamas leader, he's so smart. He said to them, you stupid idiot, don't do that. Next time when they say Ahmad, you know, Ahmad don't stand up. Hassan stand up. Do you see how bravery and intelligence work together? If they call Ahmad, don't stand up, Ahmad, Hassan stand up, so they will shoot Hassan. This way we can get the Jewish busted. And now the Jews, they cannot shoot anymore as before. Because now they used to call Ahmad, Ahmad stand up, they shoot Ahmad. So now they cannot do that. They say Ahmad, Hassan stand up, they shoot Hassan. And then the Hamas say, you killed Hassan, not Ahmad. So bravery have to come with intelligence, and there's nobody like Abdul with such a thing, brother. You know, we have to face it. So anyway, today we have this mixed together. You can cut this video, make it short, whatever you want to do. One video is about Mimi Hijab getting Zakir Naik busted. You can make it short, 2 minutes if you want. And the same for the salty water. And same for the sunset murky water, you know, which is true story. Do we have any anyone complaining? Anyone? Hello? I know. You see, do you think I'm not smart to know that lion is a compliment? But you see, because I'm the smartest. Okay, I will tell you what. This is true story, by the way. I was the smartest one in my classroom. By the way, I did not tell you that the principal, he fired me, you know. So like they give me a classroom which is empty because there is no teacher when I get in and no student they can sit with me. But I was #1 in the classroom, to be honest with you. So anyway, because you're genius. So anyway, this is a true story, brother. And I have witnesses, you know. I mean, you asked me for witnesses, but there's nobody in the classroom, so I'm going to get you witnesses. For God's sake, come on. Okay, come on, let us make, you know, let us be logical. So anyway, you know, brother, when you speak about the lion, there's only one lion. That is the Prophet Muhammad. There's no other lion beside him, you know. As an example, once the Prophet Muhammad was eating a goat, and then the goat is cooked, and then the goat spoke. She told the lion, Muhammad, don't eat me, I'm poisoned. Like, what the heck? The goat is cooked, and now the goat is talking, saying to the Prophet, don't eat me, I'm poisoned. The funny about the story, that the goat spoke after the Prophet ate the goat. not before. I mean, look how amazing this miracle, man. So the goat told the prophet, don't eat me, I'm poisoned. But the guy, he just noticed that it's poison because the guy next to him, he fell dead right away. And then the Muhammadan, they made a cut in the neck of Muhammad to take the blood from his neck. And then Muhammad, he suffered for the rest of his life until he died because of the poison. But brother, the goat, imagine, you know, you are eating a goat and you are a lion, you know, and the goat now is cooked, like cooked, really cooked, you know, and now you are a lion, you know, and then the goat start talking to you like, don't eat me because I'm poisoned. What the heck? Honestly, if I am Muhammad and I am a lion, thank God I'm not either one, you know. You know, if this had happened, like I will be like, praise be to Allah. The goat is talking. And Allah made the goat talk after the guy he ate the poison. I mean, do you see how powerful this miracle? And do you see how slow is Allah? So look what happened. I think what happened, I think we need to do some experiment here to teach you what happened here. Most of you are not, you know, I mean, your imagination is not good. Okay. Let us see if we can help you with a different method. You see, in school, like elementary school, they, you know, they use, you know, they use pictures to teach you. Okay, so let us say this is a goat. Okay, this is a goat. All right. And now they are doing a barbecue for the goat, brother. All right. And the goat is done now, and the prophet is eating from it. Allah was trying his best to make the goat talk. So he used all the words he knew, like sakasu, sakaka, did not work. Sakaruru, tatarura, didn't work. He was doing his best. I mean, he was working hard, Allah, trying to make the goat talk, to tell the prophet, don't eat me. So finally, Allah, he made the goat talk, but after the prophet ate from the goat. And this is why I say to Allah, shame on you, you better get a better speed internet. Because if you have a good internet, if you just upgrade, I mean, come on, don't get the $10 one. So this is what happened. Allah was trying his best to make the goat talk. But because, you know, it's far, you know, Allah is way far away, you know. So he was like saying, shaha-ha-ha-ha-hoo, you know, those like, you know, magic words, you know, so the goat will talk. It doesn't work because the connection is weak. And maybe Allah even forgot which word will make the goat, because there's a code for every animal. You remember the story of the Quran where Sulaiman, he heard the ant talking? This is a true story. Me, myself, I heard a lot of ants talking. I will tell you, this is a true story, by the way. Once I was sleeping on the floor. You know, we Arab, we sleep in the floor. This is true. This is the only true in the story. This is the only true thing in the story. We Arab sleep in the floor. Anyway. And, you know, I was sleeping on the floor, and there is a, you know, ant, you know, she came next to my ears, and I start like hearing things. Like, I was like, what? Can you speak louder? You know, because she's small, you know, her mouth is so small, man. So what I did, you know, I got those things for a doctor, because once it was my dream to be a donkey doctor. That's why today I use it, like, you know, called those some people, you know, like who's stupid, I call them donkeys, you know. So I get those doctors for the, you know, the what you put in the ears, and I put it next to the mouth of the ant, and now I can hear her clearly. She was saying to me, "You are sleeping in my place." And like, what? I mean, imagine. I'm sleeping in the true story, by the way. I'm telling you, I'm sleeping in the place of the ant. The Muslim now, they will take a recording and they will play. Christian Prince, did you tell this story? Claiming this is a true story? Or this guy who said in the chat, in the previous video, Christian Prince, stop faking Zakir Naik. Everybody knows that this is not Zakir Naik. Look, hold on, let me get you the actual text. What the guy said. Hold on, where is the comment about Zakir Naik? I'm trying to find it. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. This is a different one, actually. This is a different one. CP, this is a stupid, insane. How long do you want to fake Zakir Naik? Okay, the other one, this is Abdul. Here I said to him, I learned that from Allah, that he is the one who fake Isa. And now this is the smart one. Do you really think this is Zakir Naik? Lul. You must be something else. He is fooling his own Christians. People so sad. And then I said to him, you are so genius. You are the first one discover that this is not Zakir Naik. How you do it? How you did it? Then he said, Arabian prophet, fake buster here to make money of those Islamophobia. Oh boy. And then here, lighting said, wait, are you trying to say this was not real Zakir Naik all those years? Are you serious? Thanks for a clarification. He said, it's fake, all his phone calls. Lighting, he said to him, I'm shocked. I better stop. Unbelievable. Honestly, I can't breathe. My chest hurting. Oh boy. Where we can find that video? What video? Which video you are talking about? We are, I don't know. You are talking about Mimi Hjab or Zakir Naik? I don't know. The video of Mimi Hjab, it's called, this is Zakir Naik. The oceanography, let me give you the link actually. I can give you a link. Hold on. This is for Zakir Naik. And you can make like a mix of Zakir Naik making his lie. And then Mimi Hjab getting Zakir Naik busted about his lie. You don't even need to put my voice there. Just put the two. Look at this. Look at this face. Decent. Scientific error. Minute number 20. I think 2020. You can record from there. And this is the video of Mimi. Have fun. But like, to be honest with you, I mean, I make the sound of Zakir Naik almost like him. Don't you agree? Scientific miracle, the Quran, seas and river. Brother. Oh, this is posted by Sam Shamoun. Sheikh Hassan explaining Islamic paradise. This is a different one. Look at this video here, brother. Sweet water and salt water cannot be mixed. Abdul Basit. It turned to be that all this is hocus proven by Muslim to be a fraud. I mean, imagine time come and what they claim to make it a miracle, it became the joke. Look, this guy here brought some water, fresh water, look at the salt, to get the Muslim busted. Parting the sweet water, Islamic videos. Look how many videos about this. Look at this. Look at this guy. See, not mixing. I mean, look at this. Do you see the decency of those people? Modern science. Quran and modern science. Okay. Should I play the guy video here? It's the same anyway. I mean, I know that you guys, you like, comedy, but it's okay. Enough is enough. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah. Oh boy. By the way, is it true this, I'm not calling Zakir Naik because sometimes okay, I will tell you what happened to me. Brothers and sisters, once upon the time, there was a Jewish guy. His name is Lubaid. He took some hair. I cannot tell you from where. And since then, I start imagining myself that I'm doing a thing, but in fact I was not. So sometime, brother, I imagine myself calling Zakir Naik. And because it's imagination, it sounds perfect. Oh, hold on, I just got the imagination. Tadadun, 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 tadadun. Christian Prince, I told you, don't call me. Zakir Naik, hold on. I called you only 5 times a day. I mean, this is not much. Come on, we are close, aren't we? Christian Prince, first of all, we are not close. And you are my enemy. And don't call me. Okay, hold on, but I'm suffering from something now. I need your help. I'm imagining things. As an example, now I'm imagining that I'm talking to you. Christian Prince, this is what happened to the Prophet. And you remember, you used to make fun of him. That somebody took some hair of a man and he made it. Like what? What happened? What? What Zakir Naik? I can understand. Just easy. Christian Prince, I saw your video, and you are saying how the Prophet would be with. This is what happened to you. Allah, He cursed you, and now it's your turn. So are you saying I am bewitched now? Exactly. Okay, Zakir, how we can solve this problem? First of all, you can solve the problem because you have to convert the term, and then you have to read the chapter of the chair. You read what? The chapter of the chair. The chapter of the chair. Exactly. And you have to read it upside down. I have to read the chapter of the chair upside down. Exactly. How I can do that? Like, I can flip the chair. Christian Prince, are you stupid or what? That means you have to read it from the end all the way to the beginning. Why you want to do that? This is how it is. Like it or dig it. Okay, Zakir, so after I read the chapter of the chair, that will fix my problem? Exactly. Okay, Zakir, so how come the Prophet did not work with him? Because the Prophet is different. First of all, the Prophet is so big. I thought he's short. He is short, but he is very big. And he is handsome. I thought he's like Kojak. Christian Prince. First of all, Kodak is a very famous actor. And we can compare him to the Prophet. This is haram. Now we will see a comment by a Muslim saying that this is not the true Zakir Naik. This is how smart those people are. Once the Prophet was bewitched, so he began to imagine that he had done a thing which in fact he had not done yet. You know, this is what you remember to me. Once I was driving in the highway, I opened the door and I left the car going. But I imagined that I turned it off. And then the police called me and says, hey, are you the owner of this car? I said, what car? They said the car was running in the highway, hit many people in the way. I said, what are you talking about? I turned it off. And this is how we step out of, how you can step out of the car and the car is moving. I forgot, you know, that I was in a very special forces, which was chasing ants, you know, in the army. You know, because if you remember, I told you a story before, that once Prophet Solomon, he sent a special unit, you know, to the valley of the ant, because there was some ants are doing some attack in the sugar of the Prophet Solomon. So, you know, we went there, we are a special unit, to the, like we are the Terminator. All right? So we arrive to the valley of the ants, and we start like, we start terminating the ants. And brother, we killed a lot of ants. I can't tell you more because I can be arrested for that, So when we arrived to the valley of the ants, this is exactly what happened. Sulaiman was so upset from the ants, and then he told me, because he's the boss. To be honest with you, I wanted to be the boss, but they did not let me, because they told me you are not a prophet and you don't have flying horse and those qualifications. So I could not be a prophet. So anyway, because I don't have in my resume, I should put I have a flying horse. If you have a flying horse, you can fly. That's it. You can be a prophet. But I don't have flying horse. I don't have a flying carpet, because my grandfather was like a poor man. He's not he cannot buy me those. But you can buy them from at that time. So anyway, true story. Tell you when they came to the valley of the ants, and one of the ants said, oh boy. Oh boy. All of you are liars, including this great Christian prince. So Edie, what do you think about the story of the valley of the ants? As long we are liars, can you tell us our lies? Please, can you tell me one lie we said? Eddie, can you help us? Guys, Eddie is accusing us to be a bunch of liars. Help us, Eddie. Give us one lie we said. Here we go. What do you mean, are you kidding me? Are you an ant? This guy, he was one of those ants in the valley of the ants, and now he is coming after me, asking for his revenge. You are killing me. This is a true story. We're not making things up. I mean, Quran, look, this is Quran. Tell when he came to the valley of the ants. There is a valley of the ants, by the way, and they have a flag. They have borders, they have customs. Okay, when you arrive, okay, let me explain to you. This is because this is a true story, as I say. When you arrive to the valley of the ants, the police ants will stop you, And, for me, I told them, I will not let a male ant touch me. I mean, come on. Because they have to check, your body, if you have weapon, drugs, hashish, and if you are an Arab like me, suicide veiled, So anyway, they said, okay, we will send you a female ant. Man, you should see what she did. I could not take it no more, so I screamed at her. I said, stop touching me. I mean, what's wrong with those ants? If this ant live in America, I will sue her for sexual harassment, brother. Unbelievable. True story. So how come the story I just told is not convincing, and the story of Sulaiman in the Quran is convincing for you, Eddie? Tell me what the difference really. I'm trying to get the point here. Are you with us or against us? Oh boy. No, to be honest with you, the ant was a chicken, she was not the queen. Tell me how I know. The queen ant, she have a perfume. This ant who did check on me, she have gas. She smell like gas. Obviously she used to work in a gas station or something. So there's no way this is the queen. Obvious, it's not. I wished that this is the queen, because, at least I would be checked by the queen's security, that would be nicer. But it was like a female, she worked in a gas station. True story, Those are the true stories. And here we go, the Quran says that we arrive with the army of Sulaiman to the valley of the ants, and Sulaiman, he heard the ant, and by the way, the ants are deaf and they don't talk. But Sulaiman, he can hear her. It's normal for Sulaiman. He do hear stuff. Make fun of the same story? No, the Racks, this is not the same story. We talk about many stories. You are late. You missed the movie. You need to watch from the beginning, the Racks. Today we showed the Muslims how the Muslims, they expose each other. This is your brother Mimi Hjab, showing the Muslim that all the videos they made about fresh water and salt water they don't mix is a lie. For sure, he don't mean to expose the Muslims. He was trying to refute somebody who got Muslim busted. At the same time, we have Mr. Zakir saying that there is unseen barrier. So this was our topic today. And about the sunset too, in the murky water. Wait for the coming video. And by the way, the Rax, why you keep coming here? Are you you cannot leave without hearing me, aren't you? I mean, come on, let's face it. So we have one guy, his name is Mimi Hjab, saying this is a barrier, it's a piece of land, you idiot. And he was refuting an atheist. But Mimi Hjab never made a video. For all the videos is made in YouTube about scientific miracle in the Quran for all those years. How come you did not refute them? How come you were mute? How come you did not say this is a lie? Oh, because at that time it was serving the purpose. Now we, somebody get you busted, so now we have to say the truth. All those videos made by Muslims, brother and sister, scientific miracle in the Quran, salty water, brother, don't mix with fresh water, brother. All those years, none of you Muslims notice that this is a joke, this is stupid. And now Mimi Hjab is trying to refute somebody supposedly, but by doing that he get you busted with all those videos. And how in the world Zakir Naik he say that? Look at the title here, Islamic videos. Parting of sweet water and salty water mentioned in the Quran 1400 years ago by Zakir Naik. All of this destroyed. I mean, how many videos I made explaining this is stupidity here, saying this is a land barrier, and the Muslim they said to me liar. Okay, now Mimi Hjab he said this is a land barrier. Stupidity is amazing. Anyone have a question? Any Abdul? Yeah, but what make you really sick, that this sick cult is sponsored by liars. I mean, do you think really that all those Muslims who heard Zakir Naik and watched those videos, all those who call themselves Sheikh, they did not know that this is false? They do not know that the Quran speaks of something else? Actually, here we go. This is one of my videos. Barrier and salt water, miracle of the Quran and coral, fresh water by Christian Prince. This is maybe 10 years, 20 years old. I don't know how old this is. I made many videos to expose them. How come the Muslim did not see it? How come the Muslim did not expose the liars from their own, if they are decent? So what they do, they support any liar as long he is lying to sponsor Islam. And now Mimi Hjab, he did not mean to expose the liars here. He wanted to refute supposedly somebody who got this false miracle busted by a very simple method. We bring some salty water and fresh water, we mix them together, and let us see if they will mix. Because if the fresh water and salty water they will mix, then they will not mix. So usually they say, let us go Brandon. Mimi Hjab today decide to change the tune. Oh boy. Man. Oh boy. Do we have any Abdul? You made fun of that Allah made the world in 6 days if you went against science, but you forgot that mention in the verse a day like 1,000 years. No, I'm not making fun about Allah making the earth in 6 days, Eddie. You are mentally ill person and stupid. This is not what we made fun of. Obviously, you are a donkey, certified one. What we make fun of is something totally different. Because your God Allah don't remember which one He created first. And actually, even He don't maintain the numbers. Because in one verses, Allah, He made them 8 days. In other verses, they are 6. In one verses, He says the mountains was first, after He created the earth. In the other verses, the mountain was last, after He created the heaven. In one chapter, the last thing Allah created was the heaven. He made them 7 heavens. He finished them, and He made the stars. So the last thing was the stars. In another verse, is the opposite. Allah, He finished the heaven first. He made the day and the night between the stars. And then He went to the earth. He made it flat. He put the mountains. He put rivers. So this is what we make fun of, Idi. You are silly. Don't get married, okay? Your wife, she will leave you. Trust me. Second day. Not even a week after. And let us ask a question to Idi. Guys, let's see if Idi is the man. Idi, I will respect your reading if you give me the answer. Which one Allah created first? The stars or the mountains? Very simple. People, how many days we need to give Idi as time to give us the question? Should we give him 6 days? Because Allah created the earth and the heaven in 6 days, supposedly, as He said. Idi, I give you 6 days, brother, to come to me with the answer from your book. Which one Allah created first? The stars or the mountains? Very simple. And this, the 1,000 year, this is stolen from the Bible, but the Bible is saying that the likeness of a day for God is 1,000. Doesn't mean that God had a day of 1,000 year, because God is out of time. God don't get old. If you say that really God have a day equal to 1,000 years, that means He get old too. That means He's inside time. That means He's inside all the law of natures. But just because the location is different, so the rotation of His place is different, so the day is longer. Very silly. Our Bible speak about 1,000 year, likeness of day of God, but this is metaphorical that, 1,000 year is nothing for God. When Jesus said, before Abraham I am, and then Jesus, He come to us, and He was, when He was speaking that, about 30 years old. But He was before Abraham. That means that time means nothing to God. Right? Are you there, Idi? By the way, Idi, I'll tell you a short story. I'm like 10,000 years old, But what happened, brother, I followed the steps, the medical step of the Prophet, and I was taking shower with dead dogs and women blood from period. According to science, brother, I'm not going to call Zakir Naik now, because Muslim cut me busted. I used to call Zakir Naik, but now I cannot call him because Muslim, they figure out that this is not Zakir Naik, so I cannot call him no more. So I will call his brother. Brother Thitha, I am the brother of Zakir Naik, and now I'm going to the Prophet Christian Prince. Hey, hold on. Your voice sounds like him. Christian Prince, you are stupid. I just told you I need brother. So it's very normal we have the same voice. Oh, you got a point there. I never thought about this. Because you are stupid. I get you, but that. So Zakir Naik, I told him that I am like 10,000 years old because I take a shower with dead dogs and women blood from period. Is it true that this is very healthy? Exactly. First of all, when you were a child, what do you with? What do you mean with? When you were a baby, before you were born, before I was born, I don't know. I think my mother, she ate me or something. Exactly. So your mother, she ate you and you became a baby. Correct? Yeah. This is what happened. All right. Yeah, she swallowed me. And then where are you? Inside, in the blood. And this is why you became healthy and you grow up and you became bigger. So it's proven that the blood will make you healthy and will grow longer. I got you, but said. Are you there, Idi? I mean, nobody can get us an answer like those. So the Prophet used to take a shower with dead dogs and women blood from period because that will make him live so long. And it's proven, brother, that this is true. This is why the Prophet, he died so early. Unbelievable. Man. Hey, Prophet, you perform? Look what the Muslims are asking their Prophet. It was said, O Messenger of Allah, you perform wudu from the well which the body of dogs, menstrual rags and garbage are throwing. Look at the wise prophet. You know, the wise prophet, he reminded me of the love guru. You know love guru? He is the love guru. He's very wise. So he looked at them. I imagine him now, he's doing yoga. And they were asking him, like the prophet now using yoga, he's doing yoga, but he's inside this water, have dead dogs, wound blood from period, garbage in it. Prophet, he don't even care. He can't even smell it because he's practicing the most powerful connection yoga with Allah. So they are asking him, do you do that, Prophet? You eat it. Are you asking him you do that? He is in the water already. So what do you mean you're asking? You do that? He is already doing it. How would America look at like if Islam was taking over the West? Well, Islam will not take over anything because Islam already is over, my friend. You see, Islam can't even take over Islamic countries. Can you name for me one Islamic country is Islamic? It's over. Even Saudi Arabia now, they have theaters, movies, dancing, clubs. Even now they have a bikini beach. You see, they are promoting Saudi Arabia as a target for tourism. The old days is over. This new prince who came, he's a dictator, and he don't want Saudi Arabia to be what used to be for the last 1400 years. So now they will have bikini beaches. Women, they can drive. Women, they can even take their scarf. And women, they can go and work and be in the army. And they can be doctors. They can be engineers. And nobody want to follow the Prophet. And this is the center of Islam. You go to Afghanistan. You will see even Taliban is asking the American to come back. All of them, they are fake. Nobody want to follow Islam. Because Islam is a disaster. You go to Emirat, or what is Islamic in Emirat? You go to Qatar, what is Islamic in Qatar? You go to Jordan, you go to Syria, you go to Turkey. Go to Turkey, Erdogan, he recites the Quran every day. He claimed to be a Muslim president. But the most well-known crazy nightclubs in the world is in Turkey. So what Islam will take over? What? And which Islam? Which Islam? The Shia now is taking over the Sunni. Sunni are dying. Maybe I should make a video about this. The Shia, the Muslim Shia, they are taking over the Middle East. The Muslim Sunni are in a very bad shape. This is why they signed agreement with Israel. This is why now the Saudi, just last week, they had the first airplane coming directly from Saudi Arabia to Israel. Why? Because they are terrified. The Shia are taking over. The Saudi are losing war with the Shia in Yemen. The Shia taken over Syria, taken over Iraq, taken over Lebanon, and taken over Yemen, and they are extending. So the Sunni are, let us say, their day is over. And the only one, or let us say, the only hope for the Muslim Sunni is America and Israel. Not Europe. Europe, actually, they always support the Shia, Even Obama, in his time, this is why Obama, he gave all the money to Iran, because obviously Obama, he hates the Muslim Sunni. He supports Shia. I believe strongly that Obama is a Shia. You see, when Obama, he sponsored the Muslim Brotherhood, because this was the plan of the Shia. Maybe many of you do not know that the Muslim Brotherhood, which is a Sunni organization, is sponsored and funded by Iran. And actually, the first center of the Muslim Brotherhood, the money was from Al-Khomeini, or from the mullahs at that time. Anyway, this is like maybe complicated politics for some people here to not know much about the Middle East. But Islamic, the world, the way you know it, is over. You know, those they come to the West, they speak too much about Islam, but nobody none of them here want to practice Islam. Because if they want to practice Islam, what is Islam then? Which country right now of the Muslim countries are practicing what Muhammad said? Where? How? When? So I'm not really worried about the future Islam taking over anything, because it's, and you know, there is one thing about Muslims. If one of them he grow, he killed the rest of the Muslims. It's not the Christians who kill them. Like the war in Yemen now is between who? Between the Jews and the Muslims? No. Muslims. The war in Syria between who? Christians and Muslims? No. Muslims fighting Muslims. The war in Iraq. All the wars. Afghanistan, like the American is gone. Okay. Who's fighting who now? Muslims. This is how it is since the time of Muhammad. Nothing changed. Right? Michael is saying he gave the money back to what it belonged to Persia. First of all, this money does not belong to Persia. The Islamic regime don't believe in Persia. They believe in Shiaism. So you are ignorant. Secondly, if he want to give the money back, he should give it to the king of the Persia, because he was the authority, which all the money belonged to him. In case you do not know, Iran used to be all the country owned by the king, the Shah. So any money belonged to Iran belonged to that king, not to the regime of Al-Khomeini. Number 3, when you give money back, as you call it, to the enemy who want to kill you, that's mean either you are stupid or you want them to kill you. Michael, very funny answer. Anyway, people, they have their own silly excuses. Secondly, if you are hating America, why your money is in America? Obviously, the money was there because the king he put it there, not the Iranian regime. The king of Iran. Right? Matthew 7:12, respect like you want to be treated. Okay, yeah, but you know, I treat you like you treated us too. You call us pigs, you call us monkeys, you call us donkeys, you call us ignorant, you call us kuffar, you call us najis, and then you ask me to follow Matthew. Well, I'm following Matthew. Jesus, he called the ignorant ignorant, the liars liars, the hypocrite hypocrite, and the one who is evil called them snakes. Okay, brother? I mean, they make fun of the Bible 24 hours, 7 days a week. Suddenly, they want you, the Bible, you should follow the Bible. Do you see the hypocrisy of those people? I thought this is the bad book. I thought this is a corrupted book. Now you are asking me, why you don't follow Matthew? Huh? Stupid idiot. Shall I show you the Bible says to people like you, stupid? Shall I show you that the Bible says that you are the son of the snake? The son of Satan? In the Bible, Jesus saying that. So you are a silly person, my friend. You are silly and shallow, like your prophet. Very shallow. Actually, because you are very shallow, I'm going to make a shallow video about shaitan urinating in your ears and why you cannot stay between the shade and the sun. Here we go. You gave an idea. Just to show you how silly you are. You never make fun of my religion. So what the Quran is about? The first page of the Quran is cursing us, saying don't make us like the Christians or the cursed Jews, the lost Christians and the cursed Jews. I don't make fun of your religion. So when the Quran says, kill the Christians wherever you find them until they pay you money, if they don't convert to Islam, you don't make fun of my religion. Get out of here. You are silly. A person of diarrhea. And I am a person who like to make fun of your religion. What you can do about it? Don't come here. Stupid idiot. So, it's okay to call me najis, filthy, dirty. I cannot say to you, no, your prophet is filthy. It's okay to say, kill my family, rape my wife, take my land, and have to be humiliated. But I cannot do any of those to you, brother. Because Jesus said to me, don't do that. No, Jesus, he said, the one who lived by the sword will die. Which means Muhammad is a filthy man. He killed and he will be killed. And the penalty of crimes in the Bible is death. So whoever killed, he will be killed. Do you understand? Hey CP, tell us what happened to the wives of David. They still working for the pimp, your pimp God? Well, I don't know about that, because according to your prophet in the Quran, David, he have 99 goats he used to F them. Who is the pimp? And David, he saw a woman, she was taking a shower, and he sent her husband to be killed so he can take the husband. Is that what are you talking about? Papa of Islam? Abbas? Imagine this filthy religion saying that David, he have 99 goats and he used to F them. Prove me wrong. The verse in the front of you. The wives of David, according to Islam, they are goats. Are you there, Abbas? And if we go and see the reference, we will see that David, he have 99 goats to F them, yet he saw a woman, she was taking a shower, and he decided to send her husband to be killed so he can take her. So in the Bible it says that God, he punished David. He took his son from him. He told him the prophecy that what you did to people, they will do to you. You took the women from her husband, people will take your women from you. So God here is punishing David. What your God did, he is rewarding him. So you see the difference, Abbas? So who is the pimp? How my God is the pimp if my God is punishing David for what he did? Stupid idiot. Muta boy. Do you see the verse? Do you want to show you the reference? So in my book, God, he punished David for his sin. Look how harsh the punishment. He took his son from him, which he had from that woman, which is not really his woman. He told him that the woman you took, she will be taken from you. Penalty. But in your book, what is the punishment? What happened to the wives of David? You know, Abbas, do you like to call me and we talk about what happened to the wife of David? In front of everybody with reference. Is that fair, guys? We will talk what happened about the wives of David and the wives of Sulaiman. Well, according to your God, he made all the shaitans in the world, F them. And I have the reference ready for you, Abbas, son of Muta. Do you dare? Not only they slept with men, they slept with the shaitan himself. Shaitan, he took the look of Sulaiman. He went to the wife of Sulaiman and he was taught ifing them as a gun machine. And according to you Muslims, according to your prophet, how they find out that this is not the husband? Because he ifs so much. Are you there, Abbas? Is that true? Who is the pimp? And all of this, it was Allah planned to be a trial for Sulaiman. So Allah, he made Shaitan if the wives of David. Allah, he made David if the wife of somebody else, rewarded him. And this is the plan of Allah. And this is in the Quran. Do you dare to call me Abbas? Boy? Did Allah punish David for the sin he did in the Quran? Show us. In the Hadith, no. There's a story of your prophet saying, do you remember when I said to Mimi Hjab, why you don't say Inshallah? Muhammad, he was teaching Muslims how important to say Inshallah. So according to Muhammad, David, he decided to F all his wives in one night. But he forgot to say Inshallah. And because he forgot to say Inshallah, Allah, he punished him and he gave him a half baby. Half man, according to the Hadith. Is that correct, Abbas? Actually, the stories in the Bible here is amazing, because remember, those stories written in the time of the man we are talking about. Imagine how brave when this story is written in the Old Testament, to speak about a king in his time. To speak about David in his time, and to say the truth as it is. And this is a proof that when they say that the Bible is corrupted, that's a big fat lie. As you see, they report every sin he did. They report that God shamed him for it and he punished him for it. In the same time, where is the penalty of your God for David or for Solomon? If there's anything? Abbas, are you there? Are you searching Google? What happened to Abbas? Muta boy, pizza boy? And as long as you are talking about pimp, when a man he came and he said to Muhammad, he want Aisha. Muhammad, after the man left, before he left, he said to him, but this is my wife, this is the mother of the believers. Aisha, she said to him after the man left, who is a man who dared to say such a thing to you? Which means you coward, you did nothing. He said, I want to F her. Muhammad, he said, إِنَّهُ أَحْمَقٌ مُطَاعٌ. He is a fool we have to obey, which means if he insists to take you, he will have you. Are you there, Abbas, the coward? Who is the pimp? The pimp is the one who ordered Muslim women to rend their vagina for 3 days, 3 nights. That is the pimp. Are you there? How even you dare even to talk about pimp? When your prophet says any Muslim women and a Muslim man, they like to have muta for 3 days, 3 nights, isn't this is a pimp business? Okay, hold on. There's a video, by the way, in what it's called, about Fifi and his brothers talking about Allah giving license for pimp. What channel, guys? Somebody post the link. Go watch it and you will see the 3 Muslims, they are agreeing that Allah, he gave a license to be a pimp. This is not my word. Even they are the one who is using the word. If any of the admin, they have the link for the video, you will see that you Muslim, 3 of you, including Fifi, agreeing that Allah is giving a license to be a pimp. Abdul, he asked, the other Abdul, he answered, brother, it sounds here like Allah, he gave us a license to be a pimp. The answer, yes, brother, it sounds like it. Go watch the video. If somebody have the link, post it from the admins. If I say it, people will say he's, making things up. But this is your videos. This is your Muslims. Yeah, he's a potato. He's the donkey. This guy, he read the story in the Bible. Says that God will take. It says that God is speaking about what will happen to you as a penalty. So He will take His protection from you, and He is telling him about the future. The same you did to others will be done to you. It's a very simple rule. And I used to say that Abbas, he sound like coming from a nice family. Obviously, this guy is a son of a pimp. He claimed to be a Muslim, and he claimed that he respects Jesus, and he called me and he called Jesus coward. A Muslim who is supposedly a true Muslim, he will never say Jesus is coward, regardless if it's saying in the Bible or not. Because Jesus in the Bible, according to the Quran, is the same Jesus. According to his stupid book, Jesus in the Bible is the same as Jesus in the Quran. So when a Muhammadan he say that Jesus is coward, either he is a donkey, he does not understand his religion, or he is out of Islam, or this is what Islam is about. Nobody have that video about the pimp? Nobody of the admins? Because some of you send it to me in Patreon. If you have it, post it. I don't wanna play it here. I want people to go watch it, and maybe we can support the other channel. What is the name of the ministry? Ministry Sisu. I forgot the name. This is, I think, the channel of Hatun. Is that the same one? I'm not sure. Yeah, if you can pause the video. Well, Lisa, I'm saying the video which is saying the pimp, Three Muslims, they are discussing about Allah giving license to be a pimp, and they agree. No, not Rob. I saw it in, I think this was Hatun channel. Yeah, DCCI ministry. They just posted last week. You can go check it out. You drink? Yeah, okay, I drink. Because because I live between the two seas, which they don't mix, the salty water and fresh water. So sometimes I drink from the fresh water, and then I drink from the salty water, because I have to make balance between the two water. And Allah, He made a barrier between the unseen barrier. Nobody found the video? Really, nobody? Yeah, I want actually every one of you to download this video. Yeah, this is the video. Thank you, Lisa. So guys, this is the video. You can click on it even if you are now. You will go out of the chat, no problem. But save it, download it, and post it everywhere. It's from their mouth, and they are agreeing that you can be a pimp. And the question is, sound like Allah, He made us have a license to be a pimp. You believe it? I mean, what kind of religion this religion is? I said, by the way, I click at the link, it doesn't work. I think there's something wrong. You have to click at share, go to the video, and take it from share, not from just top. Click at share and post the link from share. Let me see, hold on. I will search for the title myself, because your link is not working. All right, here we go. This is the video. Actually, there's many people they download already. And Quran, being a pimp is okay. And you will see that the one is saying that is the Muslims. There's no Christian talking there. It's not us. It's not us. Isn't it hilarious? You know?
What I see from that verse is that you can be a pimp.
Exactly. So Allah, that's funny. What the verse is saying, do not force your slave women into prostitution so that you might gain something out of it, some worldly gain. But if you do so, if you force them, then after that, Allah is forgiving, most merciful. I would ask you, Brother Habib, if you're interested in answering, why would God be forgiving to those people? Why would God be forgiving right now in this particular scenario? Like the guy is forcing the girl to do fornication, to prostitute herself for money, basically, like a pimp, brother has said. So what's your thoughts on this? Why is it permissible? Why is it even forgiven?
2433. It's 2433. So it says, let those who find not the wherewithal for marriage keep themselves chaste until Allah gives them means out of His grace. Okay, I'm just going to jump to the main point of the verse, what we're referring to. But force not your maids to prostitution when they desire chastity. So it says fatayatikum for maids here. It would mean slave women, even though technically you could read fatayatikum to mean girls in general. But I'm sure from the context we'll all agree that it's referring to slave women and not daughters, right? I'm hoping. Wallahu alam. But force not your maids to prostitution when they desire chastity, in order that ye may make a gain in the goods of this life. But if anyone compels them, yet after such compulsion is Allah oft forgiving, most merciful. Okay, so basically it's saying that don't force your girls, meaning slave girls. I mean, that's the apparent meaning of the verse. We can disagree if you guys would like to disagree. But yeah, it says don't force your girls into prostitution in order to gain something from this world. And if one forces them after that, then Allah is forgiving. So that's the verse. Abdul Bar, would you like to share your thoughts on on the verse itself?
Yes, so from that verse, the apparent meaning of the verse that you read, Brother Khalil, is... Hold on.
Yeah, what I see from that verse is that you can be a pimp.
I'm not going to play the whole video. Do you see it? This is what happens when the Muslims are alone in a locked room. The appearance of the verse, brother, they agree. You can be a pimp. If a Christian prince, he said that, lie number 120. Did you hear it? The three, they gave their opinion. It appeared, brother, that yes, you can be a pimp in Islam. Are you there, Abbas? Are you there? Son of Muta, Abbas. Let me give you the link, because the one who shared the link, the link they share with you, it wasn't working for me. So I'll try from my side, because it's posted everywhere. I mean, you can download from anywhere you want. This is the link. You can download the video and share it. All right. And yes, you can be a pimp. This is what they say between each other, but in front of us they will deny. If they are denying, if they are debating Christian Prince, and Christian Prince he says in Islam you can be a pimp, they will say liar. It doesn't say that, CP. But behind their own doors, yes, you can be a pimp. Why not? In the time of the Prophet, Jews and Christians, they worship Allah. Hey, Abdul Wahab, Al-Wahib, this is very silly argument, because if in the time of a Prophet we worship Allah, and then in the time of the Prophet, the Christian they say that Jesus is Allah, that means you are a donkey. Isn't the Quran says that the Christian they say that Jesus is Allah? So how we worship Allah? That means we worship Jesus. You see how silly you are? In the time of the Prophet, brother. I mean, the problem, my problem with the Muhammadan, I cannot find one person he have an IQ, a little one IQ, like in the height of a flat carpet, to talk to me. So in the time of the Prophet, the Christian and the Jews, they worship Allah, but the Quran says no. The Christian, they accept the Messiah to be God. In the time of the Prophet, Abdul, are you against the Quran now? Huh? Are you against your Allah word? Silly, stupid. I mean, I'm telling you, my suffering, I cannot even find one intelligent Muslim, he know what he's talking about. Okay, guys, hold on. Look what Abbas he said about Farid. Abbas is saying, look at this. Those are three Muslims. One of them is Fifi. He's saying, ha 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 ha, you are funny. So if any Muslim he say anything, how come it's you who said to me, go and see Farid response? Now you don't want his response? If any Muslim. Okay, and why three Muslims, and they are supposedly the one who refute the Christians, they become any Muslims, and why they are saying that? They are quoting the Hadith, they are reading the Quran. How come three Muslims, they read the Quran, they come to a conclusion that you can be a pimp? And Abbas saying, Christian Prince, you are so desperate, boy. Get out of here, Abbas, son of Muta. You have no place in my... I used to think about you that you are coming from a good family, but obviously you are a pimp. Obviously. After you call Jesus a coward, I will put you under my shoes forever. You have no place here, dog. Your prophet, he called you a dog. And I can show the reference. Abbas the coward, the dog. At least show respect to your Muslims friends. Those are your friends in England. Very famous people. And they are saying that Allah, obviously, he is considering it, you have a license to be a pimp. And Abbas, he don't like it. So now they become any Muslims. If any Muslims say something, that we become Islam. The Quran saying that, Abdul, not any Muslims. They were reading Quran. They were not reading Mickey Mouse. It is saying there's nothing wrong with accepting Jesus as your prophet, just that saying he is God is illogical. Okay, Eddie, I like it when you talk about logic. Is it logical that Jesus is just a prophet, but he can do what your God cannot do? As an example, Jesus, he can resurrect people from death. Can your God resurrect people from death? No. Jesus, he can curse a tree and the tree die. Your God, he cursed the Christian, says, if you don't believe in Muhammad, I'm going to erase your faces. Was your God able to do his promise? No. Jesus, he can feed thousands almost from nothing. Can your God do the same? What you would do, you claim that all those is done by your God. I can claim the same. I can say Jesus did not do any of them. I am the one who made them. But what is confirmed is that Jesus, he did all of this. And not only this, he can't tell you the unseen. And not only this, Jesus is alive. And not only this, Jesus have no father, but yet he is born. And not only this, he is holy. And not only this, he is born with knowledge. Not only this, he do not need Jibreel to guide him or to teach him. You do not need Jibreel to squeeze him. You do not need Jibreel to give him Bible or Quran. Jesus is born with it. Is that logical for you? That a man, his name is Muhammad, he needed to be squeezed 3 times at the age of 40, and yet he have no idea. Then he go to his wife, and then the wife, she take him to a Christian priest to tell him who he saw. Does it make sense that Jesus is born in the cradle and he was a prophet already? Does it make sense that Jesus is holy and Muhammad is sinner in the Quran? Does it make sense that Jesus, he never commit sin while Muhammad was busy going after women, including his own son, wife? So you follow a perverted man, his name is Muhammad. He flirt even with his own son, wife, when she is married to the man. And you don't accept Jesus to be God? Jesus is alive. Muhammad is dead. Your God is not alive. Prove it to me. I challenge all the Muslims to prove that Allah exists. But I do not need to prove that Jesus exists. In your stupid book, Jesus is coming back. All of us, we are waiting for Jesus. You are waiting for who? Jesus. So you are just a silly person, Edie. If you want to talk about logic, is it logical that a person, he is born, he'll have no father? You see, the stupid Quran says, وَجَعَلْنَاهُ نَسَبًا وَصَيْرًا. You read any interpretation, it says that Allah, he made everybody after Adam from sexual relationship by marriage. Go read it. But Jesus is not. So every human being is coming from here, from sexual relationship, except Adam. So everyone after Adam is, as the verse saying, but Jesus is not. Not only that, your prophet says, وَكُلَّ ابْنَ آدَمٍ خَطَّاء. Every son of an Adam is a sinner. Jesus is not the son of Adam. Who was the father of Jesus? Any Abdul can answer? Any Edie? Do you see how silly you are, Mr. Edie? That is my Jesus. And that is your prophet, the perverted man going after children. While your prophet was asking his men to go and fornicate around, and even to leave their wives and go after children's, Jesus was ordering the Christian men, or whoever want to follow him, that if your eye fail you, you better take it away. Who you follow? A perverted man. That is the truth. Imagine you see a married man, and he married from a woman, she is a widow. And then you say to him, why you don't marry a child so she can amuse you and you can play with her? Is that a word coming from a prophet of God or perverted pedophile man? The man, he said to him, well, I have no choice but to marry a woman, not someone in their age. The orphan I have, he have orphan from his brother. They are the daughters of his brother. So he married a woman. He cannot marry a child. Did you see the perverted man Muhammad? Asking a man to leave his widow so he can have a child to play with her. And look how authentic this hadith. Look how many times it's reported. This is a man of God. Imagine your son-in-law is married to your daughter, and then an idiot, he come to him, he says, oh, your wife, she was a widow? Why? Why you don't marry a little baby child so you can play with her? And then the brother-in-law, he said to the idiot, oh, hold on. My father died, leaving 7 or 9 girls, orphans, and I did not like to marry, to bring a young girl like them. Like them. Do you see the word orphan? You say the word orphan only for children. A person whose parents is dead and he is a man or a child, a female, and she is mature, she is not orphan. You say orphan only for children. He don't want to bring a wife like those orphans. He want a woman to take care of them. So I married a woman who can look after them. This is your prophet. This is your faithful prophet. Reality is ugly. Anyway, I think we have enough for today. The video became long, really. I mean, this Christian Prince, he cannot make a short video. How in the world this video became 2 hours and 41 minutes? I said to myself, let me go for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Unbelievable. You know? But what we can do with the, you know, the invisible barrier. If this is a prophet of God, who is a perverted then? Who is the pimp? If you are a woman and you are a Muslim listening, imagine somebody come to your husband and you are a widow. He married you after your husband died, or you are divorced. And then the prophet, he says, why? Why you married the rags? She's here, right? Why you married the rags? She is a widow. Why you don't marry a child? So she can play with you and you can play with her. She can make you laugh. What a perverted pedophile. Isn't it obvious that this guy is a pedophile? Actually, to be honest with you, one of the most thing I hate a person can do is to be a pedophile. If I am a president or a king in a country, I will make the most extreme, harsh ever punishment for a pedophile, like Muhammad or those priests and those sheikh in the mosque who molested children. Those are the most evil people in this earth because they take advantage of a child. I can't see more ugly creature. I don't consider them a human being. I consider them the most ugly creatures because even dogs don't go after little puppies. Dogs have more honor than those people. Animals, they sniff the animal, and the animal have different smell. The female have different smell. If she is mature, they don't go after little baby puppy. They don't. This is the most disgusting act a person he called himself a human being can do. This is why Jesus said, it's better for you to put a milestone in your neck and throw yourself in the deep ocean before you hurt the little ones. Muhammad, he brought nothing but a shame. And shame on you to follow such a man. This video is not going to stay for long, but I'm going to make it a private link, or make a private link of the video, reloading, So people who don't want to download, they can download. Because, you know, this video is very dangerous for the Abdul. And the coming video is going to be more hilarious. What I will call the coming video. Let us see. Let me make one. Oh, what I will call it. What I will call it. Okay. Sitting between the shade. Why sitting between the shade is haram? Let me create the video. Hold on. I mean, it makes sense. Sitting between the shade is haram. Why? Man, this religion is so good. It is so good and so beautiful. You know? Okay. Why sitting between the shade is forbidden it. I don't know what to say. I mean, this religion is so crazy. I mean, we have to think about it. Can you find one thing is right about this cult? Sitting between the shade is haram? Like what? What happened? Why? Let us see. Where is the screenshot we took? I don't see it. Okay. Yeah, I don't see the screenshot. For some reason it's not appearing. Hold on. Man, oh man, let me take the screenshot again. For some reason, it didn't show up. Let us do it again. Smile. Shake. Shaky shake. Okay, let's try again. Is it going to appear or not? For some reason, it's not appearing. Oh, now it's appearing. Here we go. Okay, now we had it set. Okay, now it is public. All right, so we have a video, and this video will be October 31st. Oh, October 31st? That's tomorrow. Oh, this is, yeah, tomorrow, because already we are 1:07 a.m. So already it's Saturday. So this will be Sunday. I don't know if I want to go live on Sunday. What do you think, guys? Should I go live on Sunday? Should I make it Monday? What do you think? Which one is better, Monday or Sunday? I think my Monday is better. What do you think? To give people a chance to watch the videos we just made. Yeah, let's make it Monday. We will make it Monday. And we will make it in the morning. Actually, I have the time wrong here. Monday will be November. And we will make it in the morning. Oh, hold on. I'm changing the wrong one. Okay. November 1st. And we will make it 10:20 a.m. in the morning. Or maybe 10:30. Okay, 10:30 is good. My time. All right, it's published already, so we will have it Monday. So Monday will be here. I hope you will have a good weekend. I pray that, all people will have a good time. We pray for the Muslims, we pray for the Christians, we pray for the Hindus, and those who they are cursing Jesus. I feel sorry for you, because you brought to yourself what you don't want. Jesus, he said that he will come with the glory of his angels, and at that time Jesus will not be the forgiven person. Jesus will come to be the judge, and the judge will be just. So those who deny him, he will send them where they belong. So imagine about those who cursed him, or those who insulted him, not just denied him. I believe that your penalty will be severe, something you don't even wish to think about. So repent before it is too late. For me, I'm so proud, and there's nothing to be proud about except following the Messiah. I'm proud of nothing of my own. I'm a sinner. I'm proud of nothing of a family or wealth, because all will not go with me in the grave. Nothing will go with you. No first name, no last name, no money, no car, no bank. All what we have is just to survive today. But the day which the Lord will come is where you need everything you can accomplish in your life. But none of it is the money. None of it is gold and silver. This is why you have to be careful from those liars who they say to you, call now, donate now, so God can listen to you and forgive you. You do not need to donate to them. They are obviously a scam. You donate to the charity, yes, but not your donation will forgive you. You donate to the charity because you are a good person. You like to help. This is the fruit of a believer. But you can't bribe God. The Lord, he said, from their fruits you shall know them. So your fruit speak of who you are, but it's not going to go to God. You can't bribe Jesus. You can bribe Muhammad, but you cannot do that to Jesus. Muhammad, he said in the Quran, that the one who gave a loan to Allah, Allah will make it many times more. The man is after money. He's begging for money. Actually, Imam Hjab, when he had a debate with David Wood, he went after a few hours, even they did not even sleep. They went on YouTube, they make a video, and they were reciting the same verses. And they were saying, there's 100-something, 70,000 a year leave Islam. Brother, وَمَنْ يُقْرِضُ اللَّهُ قَرْضًا حَسَنًا. Who is going to go and lend Allah a great loan, a goodly loan? And you give it to who? You give it to Mimi Hijab. In the time of Muhammad, you give it to Muhammad for sure. But now Muhammad is dead, so they replace him. This is the fraud. A person who want to defend his God, he will not claim that giving him money is a loan to Allah. And that including Muhammad, the Prophet, and Muhammad, the one who came after him. And God do not need a loan. Can't Allah make Muhammad hit the ground and make it gold? Why he is begging for a loan? And Muhammad, he promised those who gave him a loan that they will have the highest heaven. Buy a corner lot in heaven if you are rich. This is why Uthman ibn Affan became the caliphate, because he was the richest and he was the most who gave Muhammad money. Money talk. The caliphate who became a caliphate, he did not become a caliphate because he was a good person, but because he was rich and he gave Muhammad money. The ones who promise you heaven for giving him money is a fraud. You do not need to be genius to get it. All cult leaders, they want two things from you: your money and your women. All of them, go check. There's many cult leaders, they got busted in America and around the world. All of them, they share the same thing. give us your money, and don't forget your wife if she is beautiful. And this is exactly what Muhammad did. So I want to say thank you all for being here. And we feel sorry for this guy, Eddie, because obviously he is not even using his brain. He's speaking from his nose. We speak about the East, he speaks about the West. We speak about the West, he speaks about the East. We show him as a prophet, perverted, asking a man to marry a child. He answered us about how to make hummus. Eddie, if you are married, be sure that you don't talk much to your wife, because it's not true what the Quran says that women are stupid. Most of them, the majority are not. But it's true that every single Abdul I spoke to, he was stupid. And the proof is you. If people look at your answers, I mean, you are an idiot. We talk about something, you answer about something else. We show you the prophet going after a child, you talk about, so why you are insulting the prophet? What's wrong with those people? What kind of, hold on, don't say don't kind of guys. Let us go Brandon. This is their answer. Science proved that we are biologically more capable. Not you, Eddie. According to your prophet, you were a lizard. Your prophet, he consider, look, just to show you, we are talking about biologically, Eddie. Just to show you how stupid. Don't come here again, Eddie. I'm going to block you after this message. Because, you know, I hate stupidity. I can't take it no more. You know, I used to have more patience for stupid people, but, you know, I'm losing my patience. Biologically, are you the one who believe in the Quran saying that we are coming from a congealed blood? Are you the same person who believe that sperm coming from the backbone of the man and the ribs of the women? Are you the one who follow a prophet who says that sperm is collected in the belly of the mother for 40 days? Are you a person who follow Muhammad who refused to, he observed rats and he come to the conclusion that Allah, he cursed them and they used to be Jews? Biological. Look how big their words. Biology. The followers of the dumb Muhammad, they are speaking about biology. Read Mr. Biology. This is Sahih Bukhari. Very authentic. Dummy. The Prophet said, a group of Israelis were lost. Nobody knows what they did. Look at this drama, man. Nobody knows what they did. But you know they are lost. But he didn't know what they did. But I do not see them except that they were cursed and changed into rats. Like, what the heck? And now Muhammad is going to prove it. Listen carefully. For if you put the milk of a she-camel in front of a rat, it will not drink it. Those are rats who following the law of Moses. Because Jews, brother, Muhammad is observing the Jews. He lived between them. The Jews don't drink camel milk. Okay. And rat don't drink camel milk. Okay. Well, obviously they used to be Jews. Hello. Eddie, this is your donkey. And by the way, if animals refuse to drink something, obviously it's not healthy. So if a rat refuses to drink the camel milk, how your prophet drink it? Obviously it's not good. And you can go right now to United Nations Health Department, you will see a big warning about how dangerous the milk of the camel and his urine too. And Muhammad ordered you to drink both. So a rat is smarter than your prophet. But according to your prophet, because he is so smart, man, he noticed, like, come on, the Jews, the Jews Orthodox, they don't drink camel milk. Rats don't drink camel milk. I found it. Bingo. Those that used to be Jews and Allah cursed them. This is your prophet. I mean, do you see how deep? Do you see how high level of intelligence he is? So you follow this idiot and you don't follow Jesus, you idiot? This is what you follow? This is your master? The rat guru? What's wrong with those people? Okay, donkey don't drink vodka, Muslim don't drink vodka. Oh? Scheduled Allah for 11 November? 11 November? Let me check again. No, November 1st. November 1st, 10:30 a.m. New York time, we will be here again. So guys, anyway, thank you very much for being here. Otherwise, it's going to take forever to finish. And don't forget to download the video as soon as possible, because we will take it down. And we will post the link for it actually in Patreon, so people can download it from there. And until we see you soon again, Christ is Lord. And the master of the rat, Muhammad, got exposed. See ya. God bless you.